Hey, 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 hey. What is up, Facebook world? Ricky V here. Haven't done a Facebook Live in a minute. Wow, it's weird now. It's different. Hey, hope everyone's having an incredible day. And I want to do a Facebook Live. I got some fun stuff to share with you all. Got my boy Nikolai on. I got a couple other people on. Got Jade on. Hey, good to have you all on. I'm excited and fired up to be here. If this is your first time plugging into a Facebook Live of mine, drop a 1 in the comments below. If you have seen this before, drop a 2. I'm fired up. Got a lot of exciting things happening. Hey, what's up, Robert? Who else we got on? I don't even want to scroll through this because it might fall off. But hey, I hope everyone's having a great day. I hope everyone's having a great week, a great month, a great year so far. I think we have like 3.5 more months until the year ends. So it's going by really fast. And so I want to drop by and do a quick Facebook Live. I'm going to be doing a ton more Facebook Lives from here on out. I've been kind of MIA for about a month and a half on the Facebook Live scene, but I'm going to be kicking it up a notch, doing a couple of videos every single week or as often as I possibly can. One thing about me that you got to know is that I never do a Facebook Live just to do a Facebook Live. If I feel something, I do it, man. So I run off of pure passion. What's up, Jade? Good to see you too. What's up, Christine? Good to have you on. Hey, Jamie, what's up, brother? Hey, good to have you all on. And hey, drop an emoji in the comments below. Whatever emoji you like, drop something below. Let me know that you're here, that you're excited, that this is still one of the best years of your life, that you're positive, that you're excited, that no matter all the crap that you've gone through in the past or all the highs that you've gone through in the past, that you're still here, you're still alive and breathing, and you're looking forward to your future. What's up, Marcus? Good to see you on, man. Alexis, Nikki, Elda, what's up? Hey, so I'm going to cover a couple things here, and you guys can go back and watch this video. I'm not going to get too long into it. I got another Zoom call here coming up, but nonetheless, I have some info to share with you all. And I made a commitment this year to start reading a book a week. That's been my commitment, doing a book a week, a book a week, a book a week. And just recently, now I don't get so much into biographies, but recently I got a book. It's a biography. Now, I want to know which one of you guys on my Facebook Live that are watching this right now are reading a book, okay? Because I think readers are leaders, number one. I think reading is important. I think knowledge is power, right? I think the more that you know, the more you can do in life, right? I think the more that you know, the more you're aware of what you should be doing, what direction and clarity. So I think it's always important to know more. So if you are reading any kind of book, let me know what book it is in the comments below. Or if you're not reading a book, but you just bought one and it's still sitting there and you're anxious to read it, pick it up today. Let me know in the comments what books you are reading. Now, if we had to, go into my Amazon wish list of all the books I have there, I think all of us combined could probably purchase half of the books. Like, I have so many books, it's pretty crazy, right? And so I like to purchase every now and then or go onto Google, get it for free, PDF documents. But I got this book, okay? It's called Total Recall, okay? Now, who is an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan? Let me know if you're a Terminator fan. Let me know if you're a bodybuilding fan, if you're a fan of this guy right here. Whether you are or not, I don't know, whatever. But, he's a good guy, and I picked up his book. And his book was actually pretty interesting. It's made me laugh a lot. Christine says, if you have network marketing from Venus, awesome. I'm going to need to pick that up. I haven't read that before. But nonetheless, I picked up this book. Now, keep in mind, I would have not picked up this book had I known it was like 750 pages long, but the book arrived at my doorstep and I picked it up and I was like, my gosh, this thing is heavy. So naturally, I just set it aside. I set it aside because I'm like, dude, that's too long of a book. I'm not going to be able to do a book a week, but nonetheless, a few days went by and I picked it up and I said, I got to start reading it, and I haven't been able to put it down. I started on Monday, so I'm not there yet. So this will probably take me another week and a half to finish this book, but nonetheless, it is amazing. And so I'm going to walk you guys through a few things that I've been learning. Brittany, what's up? Welcome to this Facebook Live. Now, before I get into this, because you're going to want a pen and paper if you have one, because I'm going to walk you through some real stuff, like stuff that we all know about, but I've read in this thing and I'm like, dude, no wonder, right? Like, no wonder. It just all makes sense to me. So if you have a pen and paper, pull it out right now, and we're going to get this thing going. And before I get into it, again, drop an emoji below. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're still excited, that maybe you've had all successes this year. Maybe you've had all failures this year. But here's the thing. If you're failing, keep going. If you're succeeding, don't celebrate too long. Keep going, okay? Because too much of something can lead to failure in the end, right? So even if you're having a lot of success, I heard a long time ago that if you're having a lot of success and you stop working and you're just clapping and celebrating and you celebrate too long, before you know it, you lost track of where you're supposed to be going. Therefore, you lost all your success, right? So consistency, discipline daily, every single day is something that is absolutely important in life to achieve anything, regardless of whether it's business, relationships, spirituality, whatever it is, right? Okay, so we're gonna kick it up right now. Total Recall by my boy Arnold. Okay, so check this out, guys. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there's 7 key points that I have so far, and I haven't even gotten to halfway through the book. But nonetheless, we're gonna kick it off. All right. The first thing is this, okay? And we all know this, but the first thing is define your vision. Okay, define your vision. Now, the craziest part about this was that Arnold, when he was 13 years old, he saw a picture of Mr. Olympia. Okay, it was Reg Park at the time. And from that moment on, he had 2 dreams in life. Number 1 was to be Mr. Universe for bodybuilding. And number 2 was he wanted to make it to America. Okay, now here's the thing, guys. I truly believe, so he's got this vision and he never swerved left. He never swerved right. That was his vision from that moment on. And here's the crazy part. He was so obsessed with his vision, he went down and he bought a whole bunch of magazines, bodybuilding magazines, and he cut out pictures and posted all over his room, okay? Now, this was kind of funny because he was 13, 14 years old at the time, and his mom was getting worried about him because she was like, dude, most kids your age have pictures of women in bikinis, right? Or whatever under the mattress. And you've got pictures of muscular men in a Speedo, okay, all over your wall. And she actually called a psychologist. She called a doctor. And the doctor was basically like, hey, listen, that's completely fine and normal. He just has a crystal clear vision. And so it was pretty interesting that he heard the doctor say that, because then he felt like nothing was wrong with him and he continued to pursue that vision and that dream. That vision and that dream came to fruition when he was about 22 years old. Okay, so it didn't happen in 3 months or 12 months or a few years. I mean, this was years and years and years and years of hours and hours and hours every single day at the gym, hours and hours and hours and every single day looking at those pictures, hours and hours of sacrifice, blood, sweat, and tears day and night for over a decade to finally get to his dream, right? And what I find is that most people that fall into a depression state of mind or fall into something where they're now not as happy as they should be is because they don't have a crystal clear vision of where they're going or what they want to achieve. It's happened to me before where I've been in limbo for so long where all of a sudden it's like I'm lost. I don't feel like I'm impacting people. I've lost my path. And all of a sudden, the moment you gain that clarity back, from then on out, it's like breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough. So that's the first thing, was defining your vision. Number 2 was intention. Okay, now here's the cool thing about intention was that when he started competing in championships, this was the coolest thing, okay? When he started competing in championships, he had one mindset and one mindset only. And that mindset was that he wasn't there to compete, he was there to win. He was there to win. There was no such thing as competing. There was no such thing as who was coming up. He just was there to win. There was nothing else. He wasn't there to screw around. He wasn't there to hopefully win. He was there to win, period. That was the bottom line, right? By the way, that's my daughter there in the background. So I love that, because now that didn't mean that he won every championship. I mean, I think he lost a couple of them. But the point was that every single time before he went on the stage, every single time he went to compete or whatever, he's like, you should have heard my thoughts. He's like, I was an animal. He's like, I just kept telling myself, I'm the best. The trophy's mine. No one can get in my way. Get out of my way. I'm the best. He just kept saying these things to prep his mind, because he was there to win, and that was the bottom line. And that's what he did. By age 25, he had won 5 different Mr. Universes, 3 different Mr. I mean, he broke record after record after record in the bodybuilding arena. I mean, I'm very impressed with what he's been able to do, right? So now the third thing is this, okay? Mind power, okay? This was actually pretty cool, right? This was called mind power, right? Mind power is pretty dope, because one of the things that he was saying was that he was doing these calf raises, right? To increase the weight on, or increase the muscle in his calves. And the funny part was that he could basically do more weights on his calves than most people. He finally got to about 300 pounds. And he thought that 300 pounds was the actual limit that anyone could go to, was just 300 pounds on the calves. And so, so what he ended up doing was, he was like, okay, I guess that's my limit. I've achieved my potential. But then he met the guy that was actually Mr. Universe at the time. They go to the gym together, and that guy ends up doing 1,000 pounds in calf raises. Okay, so Arnold thought he was a man. He thought the limit was 300 pounds. And here comes this guy that does 1,000 pounds. And the guy told Arnold, he said, everything is just in your mind. Everything is just a limit. Okay, and so lo and behold, in the next few weeks, Arnold is able to do 1,000 pounds in calf raises. Okay, that's pretty crazy. Now, here's the funny part. Arnold's best friend was a guy named Franco. And this guy, Franco and Arnold were at a gym. And Franco was doing bench presses, right? Like the regular bench presses. And so he's doing these bench presses, and he does 500 pounds. He does 4 sets of 500 pounds, and then he puts them down, and he tells Arnold, he's like, dude, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, that's all I can do. Well, Arnold, being smart, he sees a group of hot girls, hot women at the gym. He walks up to them. I don't know what he says. He just goes back to Franco, and he says, Franco, those women over there, they don't think that you can bench 500. And so he's like, what? He's like, bring those girls over here, and I'll show them that I can bench 500. So Arnold brings the girls over, and Franco not only benches 500, but he benches 10 sets. So first he said he could only do 4. And at 4, he said he was exhausted, that he could do no more. But all of a sudden, when it was time to impress these women, he did 10 sets. Okay, and so it just goes to show that the limit is really in the brain, because at the end of the day, if you believe bigger, you achieve bigger, and it just has to do with the mind power, right? So that was pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next one real quick. The next one is become a professional, okay? Become a professional. Now this applies to anything in your life, but becoming a professional is, I think, one of the coolest concepts. So, by the way, I'm reading here, but Arnold said that he was gonna go compete for Mr. America. He was going to compete in America for the first time. So by this time, he had finally gotten a call to come compete in America, and that was his dream. He was going to go to Miami. They were going to do Mr. Universe there. So he gets there, and he actually loses, okay? But here's why he lost. He lost because he had won so many championships over in Germany, because he moved from Austria to Germany. He'd won so many bodybuilding championships in Germany that he felt like he had it in the bag. He's like, I don't even need to do much, because I'm just going to go to America and I'm going to crush it. And so he stopped working out as much as he should. He stopped eating as healthy as he should. So he gets to the championship in Miami, and he lost. And he went home. He went back to his hotel room that day. That was the first time he cried. He cried all night. He woke up the next morning, and he couldn't figure out why he was so upset. And he realized the reason why he was so upset was because he lost because he got soft. He didn't lose. He lost because he became an amateur. He stopped being he knew that he could have dieted better. He knew that he could have worked out more. He knew that he could have done more. And the fact that he knew he could have done more, he felt devastated. So from that moment on, he made a commitment. That commitment was that he was never, ever, ever going to play as an amateur. He was always going to play the game as a professional. He was going to go from amateur to professional, and that was his mentality. And he's like, if I ever lose again, I'll never feel upset, because I'll know that I did everything I possibly could. I dieted as hard as I could. I worked as hard as I could. I lifted as much as I could. I did everything as much as I could. And even though I lost, I still did it. Like, he was going to go with that mentality that from here on out, he was going to hold himself as a professional. He was going to talk as a professional. He was going to work as a professional. He was just going to become a pro in his brain, right? And I think that regardless of where you're at in life right now, whatever project you're working at, are you taking it as a professional, or are you just taking that project as an amateur? Are you just doing it when it's convenient? Are you just doing it like, do you really go to bed every single night being like, dude, I did everything I freaking could today to recruit new people, or to get new customers, or to land a new client, or to get a new job? Or are you going home at night thinking, man, I could have done just a little bit more. I could have been available a little bit more. I could have talked to a little bit more people. I could have, stayed up a little later and read a few more pages of a good book. Like I could have done a little bit more. And if you have that mentality where you can always do a little bit more, then you're never gonna really get to where you want. Or if you do, it'll take you years and years and years. And you can compress time frames. It doesn't have to take you 10 years to achieve big. You can compress that time frame, make it 2-3 years, but you have to be able to sit down at night and say, I did everything I possibly could. There's absolutely nothing else I could have done today. And maybe you don't have to do that forever, but if you do that for a period of 100 days, 200 days, 300 days, for an entire year, your life completely changes, right? Okay, the next one is this. Write it down, okay? Now, obviously, we know this is a no-brainer, but Arnold Schwarzenegger had some goals when he came to America, and he wrote them down on a 3x5 card, and he carried 3x5 cards everywhere he went, in his car, in his house, in his pockets, in his wallet. Everywhere he went, he was constantly looking at his goals. He knew it wasn't enough just to think about it. He had to write it down. So in his book, he literally says that he got a whole bunch of 3x5 cards, and he wrote down the 5 goals that he wanted, and he just went after them. And guess what? He got them all, right? So I don't need to spend so much time on that point, but anyways, that was cool. The next one is this. I got one more after this. The next one is let go of the old image. Okay, letting go of the old image. Now this is actually pretty cool because so now he was getting onto the movie scene. Now people were requesting him to be in movies, and he was finally going to land the biggest role of his movie career early on. And the guy says, hey, you weigh 250 pounds. That's going to be way too much for the movie for the role that I want you to play. So you have to lose 40 pounds. You have to go from 250 to 210. Okay, so you have to lose 40 pounds. And so Arnold was like, okay, cool. Like that, he's like, okay, I got to do it. So this was a cool thing he said. He's like, the first thing I had to do, he said, was I had to mentally release those 40 pounds. He's like, I had to stop seeing myself as a 250-pound bodybuilder, as a 250-pound Mr. Universe, Mr. Olympia. He's like, and I had to start viewing myself as a 210-pound athlete. I had to see that fat going away. I had to see myself shrinking up. I had to visualize myself as that brand new person first. Okay, that's what he did first. He didn't go out and ask how to do this, how to do that, how to lose 40 pounds. The very first thing he did was he said, I had to release the 40 pounds first mentally. And I had to recreate that vision of that 210-pound athlete instead of a 250-pound bodybuilder. And naturally, that gave him different emotions, different thought process, different verbiage. And over time, he lost those pounds easily and effortless. It wasn't even like dragging hard work or 24/7 grind. I mean, that guy did it effortless, okay? And so that's the thing. It's like, I think that's one of the smartest things you could have said in the book so far, because it's like, okay, so you want to make $1 million. Well, before you go make that $1 million, you first got to go and let go of what you're believing, what you've been seeing for the past 10, 15, 20 years. You got to let go of the old image until you see yourself as someone disciplined, until you see yourself as someone committed, until you see yourself as an action taker, someone that takes massive action, until you see yourself as a 7-figure earner on stage, until you see and feel yourself on stage in front of thousands of people, until you really see that image and let go of the old. Nothing is going to work as fast or as smooth or as quick as you want it to be, right? So we got to let go of the old image and recreate a new image, right? This is the last one, and I'll let you all go. The next one is slow down the brain, okay? Slowing down the brain. Now, this is something that is she making ice cream behind you? She said if my Facebook Live is good, I get ice cream and goodies and a dessert. Just kidding. Hey, Brandy, thanks so much. I appreciate that. So anyways, yeah, my wife is making brownies for everyone on this Facebook Live. So just send us over your address and we'll ship it. Free shipping, all right? Anyways, so I'm kidding, by the way, because my wife really would make you all brownies. So, okay, so the last one is this. It's slow down the brain. Now, this is something that it really hit home to me because it's something that I'm just now getting into as of like the past 3 to 4 weeks. No, Kelly, we don't ship to the UK as of now. But you know, we'll launch the brownies soon in the UK, okay? Anyway, so check this out, guys. A lot of people don't know this about Arnold, okay? So by the time he was 25 years old, he'd wrapped up like 5, 6, 7 titles of Mr. Universe, Mr. Olympia, right? So he was this elite bodybuilder, okay? While at the same time, he was also going to 3 different colleges because he had a working visa. He didn't have a student visa. So he could only take 2 classes at a certain college. So what he started to do was he started to take 2 classes at 3 separate colleges so he could fit in 6 classes. So he was taking 6 classes at college. He was taking English speaking classes so he could get rid of his accent. He was the athlete bodybuilder. He had started investing into real estate. He was helping launch a franchise of gyms and bodybuilding. And from his house, he was making these bodybuilding booklets and selling them to people. And he was making, I don't know, like $500 a month on that. Now, this was like 40 years ago. So that's like a lot of money back then, right? So the guy was like doing 6, 7 different things from 6, 7 different industries. Oh, and he was acting, and he was also taking acting lessons. So there was moments in his life where he would be up at 5 a.m. and he wouldn't be home in his bed until midnight or past that. And so finally one day he just felt overwhelmed. He just felt like there was too much going on. He didn't know how to handle it all. And somebody told him to slow down his brain. And so they advised him to meditate. Okay, they advise him to close his eyes and to just get to that state where he is thinking of absolutely nothing. Like it's Zen, right? And they would have him repeat this mantra. I don't know what the mantra was. Doesn't matter because everyone can have their own specific kind of mantra. The point is this, right? The point is it's true, right? Because most people wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. I'm just kidding. Most people wake up in the morning and what they do is they repeat the same habit, which is they check their phone, right? They scroll through Facebook, they look at the notifications, they look at their messages. Right off the bat, they're already looking at things that don't make them that happy, or maybe they didn't get as much love as they wanted to on their Facebook posts that they posted the night before. Now they're in a bad mood. They go they go make a cup of coffee, they go get in the shower, they go to work, and they repeat the same cycle over and over again. So what we're living every single day is nothing more than one simple thing and one simple thing only, and it's memories of the past that we've repeated for so long that now it's just second nature. Right now, you can get into your car and before you know it, you're at work and you don't even know how you got there. Your brain just is already programmed with that software to do that, right? And so the way you get rid of that old software, that old thinking, is by quieting the brain, right? And so I've started doing this as of 3 weeks ago, quieting the brain, because I started listening to a guy named Dr. Joe Dispenza. And that guy talks about how to reprogram your brain for future success or to heal your body, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to get all like cuckoo on you guys, but the point is this, is that I challenge you, try to slow down your brain. Close your eyes and see how long you can go without actually thinking about something. For me, it probably takes like 30 minutes before I can actually get to a state of mind where I'm not thinking about anything. And then it only lasts like 2 minutes. But here's the reason why that's important, is because if you wake up in the morning and the first thing that you do is look at your phone and do the same routine that you've always done, even if like you have these affirmations, it won't work because you already repeated the same memory early on in the morning. But if you wake up in the morning and you, even if you have to wake up earlier, you sit on the couch or somewhere comfortable and you close your eyes and you quiet the brain and you focus on something. It can be focusing on your breathing. It can be focusing on a cricket, whatever it is, but you're making sure that you're not thinking about anything. And trust me, like within 2 seconds or less, you're thinking about, having to take your dog to the vet, or you're thinking about, being late to work the day before, or you're thinking about, the people that quit your business, or you're thinking about all these things. And so it really starts to the more you can master this and once you've quieted your brain, like once your brain is quiet for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is, then what you can do is start to now program what you want your life to be like. That's when you start to visualize. That's when you start to see the life you want to live, the income that you want to make, the friendships that you want to have, the health that you want to live in, the car you want to drive, the home that you want to live in. I mean, that's when you start to program stuff into the brain. You can't, it's hard to program something while you're already following the same routine that you've done every single, you got to switch your routine really quick. So with Arnold, one of the things that he said was that he had to slow down his brain, and he learned these meditations, and that really helped him big time. And so, yeah, for sure, it definitely works. Brandy says it works for her. I believe it works. It's worked for me. It's allowed me to just feel more clear throughout the day. and it's allowed me to now program what I want to happen in my life these next 3-4 months, right? So you need to quiet the brain. And James says that it affects your health positively too. Yes, like this guy, Dr. Joe Dispenza, I mean, this guy is holding seminars where he is having people like walk in with like 4-stage cancer and they're walking out healed, or people that couldn't see and now they're seeing after the seminar. I mean, it's crazy the stuff that's going on by him helping you quiet the brain and heal your body through meditation. And his goal is actually to train like 20-30 people that can get to that level where he's at, and they want to go to random hospitals. And what they want to do is they want to go into these hospitals and say, hey, we don't want to touch your patients. We just want to hold hands and surround them, and we're going to meditate, and we want to cure your patients right now. Like, that's how crazy it's getting. But like, guys, this stuff is real. Like, when you look at the brain being the most important thing, it's like, it's powerful if you know how. I mean, it's powerful regardless whether or not you know how to use it. But it's mega, mega powerful when you know how to utilize it to your advantage. And so here's what I'll tell you. Everything that you're living right now is nothing more than past memories. And the more you can focus on new feelings of what you want to experience, new images of what you want to experience, new words, start to talk to yourself differently, and you sit down and you meditate and you do that work. And you don't do it just for one day, but you do it even when you don't feel like it. And you do it for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks. You're going to start to notice things happening differently. Okay, Christine said that she saw they did a prayer circle in a hospital before. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, it's so, so powerful. So anyways, highly recommended book, Total Recall. Go pick it up, 700 and something pages. But, oh, by the way, don't pick it up if you don't like curse words, because this guy curses a lot, and he was kind of like a ladies' man, so he talks about some of that stuff, which is kind of funny. But nonetheless, it's called Total Recall because he is literally recalling like all the recollections of his, like, of everything from day one to now. And I mean, think about it, guys. The guy became a bodybuilder machine. He became a champion. He then became a millionaire through real estate. He then went to college. He became the best actor out there, right? The highest paid actor for some time. And he became governor, right? Like, I mean, that guy was a freaking machine. If one thing I've learned from him is that I'm not doing enough. Like, I'm not doing enough in my life to impact my family or to impact people. Like, seriously, like, every time I put down this book, I'm like, my gosh, like, maybe I should build my business and then go get a job and then go sign up to school and then go do this just to feel like I'm doing more. Because, like, this guy got to, I mean, it's just crazy what he's been able to do. But the whole point of it is I've learned that, like, we all have enough time in the day for whatever we want. In fact, we have time in the day to even do more. And my whole thing right now is like, dude, I could do a lot more right now. I could do more Facebook Lives. I could do more conference calls. I could do more for my team, for my family. So therefore, that is my commitment. So Brandy, thank you so much for jumping on. Hey, by the way, if you found value in this Facebook Live, drop a 3 in the comments below. If you found a lot of value from this Facebook Live, share it with your other people. And if you found a lot of value in this Facebook Live, subscribe to my channel so next time I go live, you can get a notification. But drop a 3 in the comments below if you found value in this Facebook Live. It's, what is it today? It's Thursday. I'm firing it up. And Kelly, I'll talk about the brownies on a team training or something. But anyways, you all, food is cooking. I got to go eat. I did the intermittent fasting today. And my kids are playing, so there's like the Disney Channel going on, cooking going on, Facebook Lives. But hey, you know what? I like to do my thing while I'm living my life. I don't like to take time away from my life. So therefore, there you have it. I appreciate all the love. Everybody have an incredible Thursday, an incredible week, and get clear on your vision and just make it happen. Take care, everybody.